All right, hello, we're back again, and we are Devout. Are we live? This is live. This is
Yeah,
going out
live and
to the
direct, man,
world.
to the whole
All
wide
right,
world.
live and direct. Episode 155. We're doing, folks, right now, and yeah, this is going to be an interesting episode because we've got a film review that we want to speak about. We've actually been talking about this film for a while. I know I've been speaking about it for a while. Hopefully, we've got time for a hidden gem for you, and we're also going to be speaking about the Matrix because the trailer just
Mm.
dropped, and yeah, so we're going to kind of like spend a few words on that. And Deval, oh, by the way, I just want to quickly ask you: has anyone won the voucher code by any chance?
Yeah, we had a winner last week. So yeah, we
Woohoo!
sent out the Rakuten code and the cinema code to the winner. So I'm not sure what they're going to choose. They can choose obviously Shang-Chi. They can book
Yeah,
anything else they want. You know, it's not up to us; it's up to them. So yeah, so guys, keep sending those reviews or writing those reviews and let us know. You can write the review any way you like. Actually, I know preferably we like it on Apple, but write it on anything
yeah.
you like. Tell the people what you think of the Flixters. Just let us know on Instagram, then we'll send you those codes and Bob's your uncle. Yeah.
Well, there you go. You listen to the man. That's it. That's all you got to do. And remember, folks, remember, get in touch with us on Instagram, well, what are the other
YouTube,
ones, Deval?
Facebook, Twitter, just shout. And also, just to go into the shout outs, yeah, the 5Fs channel last week,
Yep.
that was being broadcast every Wednesday, I believe, 8 o'clock UK time. It is broadcast. And they had some good chats on there. And people are loving Shang-Chi. They loved the review
Yes.
that we gave, also the news and stuff. So just want to big up the 5Fs channel. I think we mentioned them a few weeks ago. We all love an F full too, don't we? Don't you love an F? Huh?
I love an F.
You love an F.
We
You know,
always
the
definitely love an
five
F.
Fs, you get five of them, you know, so you can't go wrong. So big up the 5Fs channel. And also big up Marcy, who was on the 5Fs channel as well. He
Yep.
was chatting about Shang-Chi. Zakroff on Instagram. Big up to Zakroff, our very own Zakroff. Soon, I know we keep talking about him coming on the show. He's gonna
Yep.
make his appearance one day.
It's gonna
Charlie
happen.
Chai UK, Yusra, Bella Chow, Money Heist alumni. And last shout out goes to Kai, or K, I should say, K James 17. You know who you are. He
Yeah.
was chatting on Instagram about the Expendables female version. So he heard the show and thought, yep, he would love an Expendables female
This,
version.
yeah.
And he was saying all kinds of people should be on it. Actually, you know what? I should probably mention some of the people that he said actually because it really
Yeah,
needs
go
to be
on.
mentioned. But he said Denai Guerrera, who's obviously
Yep.
Okoye from Black Panther, Ronda Rousey. How can we forget Ronda Rousey? Michelle Rodriguez,
Man. Oh yeah.
Michelle. Come
Had
on
to
now.
had to get a Fast and Furious one in there as well, right?
You had to,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Michelle Yao, obviously, we mentioned her as well.
Yeah.
Uma Thurman, oh, Kill Bill, yeah,
Oh,
that's a
Kill
good
Bill,
shout.
man. Some
And also
sword wielding.
China, he mentioned from wrestling. Remember China from wrestling?
Oh, China,
China,
yes.
obviously, she's
With
sadly
them
passed away.
funky, that chunky face, man, and the
Yes,
big legs, man. Seriously.
exactly. She sadly passed away, but he did give her a shout out too. So yeah, so there you go. Who would you want in your female Expendables team? Let us know on Instagram.
Get in touch with us. And also, Devout, listen, you put up the folks who haven't seen the Matrix trailer,
Mm,
you've put it up on our page, right?
yep,
Our YouTube
yes,
page.
yeah, we have, yeah.
So go check that out. And there was a Black Film Institute on YouTube. They wrote a little comment on there and like, and then you kind of replied back to that one.
Oh yes, of course, yeah. But see, the shout outs are happening everywhere. But yeah,
Everywhere.
they were sending us love, yeah, and great to mention it. Yeah, sending love right back out to them as well because you know it's all about the community. It's all about the networking. It's all about us in our shared interest of movies, streaming, and wherever it
Yeah.
is, just to talk to each other. So yeah, great shout out.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so folks, you know where you can get in touch with us. Do it. Let us know your favorite movies. Let us know what movies, your trailers you're watching, what movies you're going to go to the cinema and watch. We'd love to hear about all of that stuff. Let's get into movie news now. Devout.
Yep.
First up on the agenda. Whew. So we know obviously there's 2021 is a big year for movies. We've had Black
Yeah.
Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals,
She.
oh my god, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But looking beyond 2021, 22, not even 2023 devout, let's look at
Mate,
2024. What's happening, man?
mate. Between 2021 and 2024, someone's put down that there's 15, yeah, 15 different things
Madness.
that have come out altogether or gonna come out between 21
Yeah.
and 2024. Yeah, 15. And think about the first three phases of the MCU. That was 23 movies, wasn't it? I think. So
Yeah.
there's a lot that's going to happen. The news is, yeah, that they have Marvel have announced on, I think it was on Twitter, a further six. Was it six? Six titles or six
Mad.
dates, I should say. So,
Yeah.
or was it no 4 dates, I should say, confirmed for 2024. Yeah, so that's a few years ahead. But the first date is the 16th of February, 2024. Then the 3rd of May, 2024. Then the 26th of July, 2024, and then 8th of November, 2024. So that's February, May, July, and November. That's covering that year. 4 movies, yeah. Who knows what that's going to be? We're already going to get 4 movies next year. Yeah, we're getting Doctor Strange. Yeah,
Right, man. Whoa, that is kind of a lot. So
it's a lot.
2020, 4 movies, 2024. So Devout, do you have any idea what these movies could be? Like anything? Come on, throw something at me, man.
I mean, if we're looking at it, yeah, in 2023, I've got it here. So we've got Quantumania, Ant-Man and Wasp Part 3.
Yeah.
We've got Guardians of the Galaxy Part 3 as well. And then we've got some unlisted movies in 2023. 2023, we've got 5 movies in 1 year. Oh man!
What?
So you've got to fit in there.
So
Blade, I think Blade, Fantastic Four.
yeah,
Uh, I don't know what else is going to come. I mean, obviously there'll be
Avengers.
sequels. Yeah, exactly. Avengers movie could be 2024, I think, perhaps, or
Yeah.
maybe even earlier. I mean, and also sequels to movies that we've had now. So, for example, Eternal sequel could be in 2024. You know what I mean? That
Right.
could happen.
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi could be a sequel in 2024. So there's space for those as well. So all I know is, and this is just the movies, yeah. Don't forget the Disney
Yeah.
Plus shows.
Oh man, we're still good. Yeah, it's exactly. We've still got a slate of Disney Plus shows that we kind of got to get through as well. She-Hulk, the Marvels, and oh man, there's going to be loads. And Hawkeye. So those are the
Yeah,
3 big ones that we know of, right?
yeah,
Coming in
exactly.
2022,
Yeah.
or maybe even one of them in even this year.
One sec. I'm gonna pause something. I've got to pause. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So wow, listen, look, that's going to be super, super exciting. Like I said before, there's going to be some Disney Plus shows that we're going to be seeing maybe at the end of this year, but definitely in 2022 and 2023. We're going to be seeing some more Disney Plus shows.
Yeah.
So keep it locked with the Flixters, folks, because obviously, as soon as we hear of all that stuff, we're definitely going to let you know.
Yeah.
Now, on to other movie news now, Deval. This is let's talk about this, man. Let's talk about kind of like the movies that we that are going to be kind of that are going to be coming. So John Wick 4 is kind of like a movie that we're excited about.
Yeah.
I think the third one was John Wick Part 3 Parabellum.
Wicked name. Yep.
Wicked name. So if you want peace, prepare for war or something like that. It's just this brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. It's brilliant. And seeing John Wick on a horse, that was just like, classic. So the rumor here is, Deval, John Wick 4 is definitely coming. We know that for sure.
And also the rumor was
what's
that
the rumor?
It was going to be released at the same day as, but that's not going to happen.
As The Matrix.
We'll talk about the trailer in a bit, but the Matrix is coming out December 22nd of 2021. But yeah, the rumor is that Carrie-Anne Moss, Trinity is also going to be in John Wick Part 4. And you know what? I kind of don't like that. I like her as a character, but it's like,
and are they making it too meta?
Yeah,
like,
exactly, man.
Are they making it like? Are they trying? What are they trying to do by having her in it? Like, is she going to be an assassin that he's got to kill, or like whatever? Like, I don't know. I know what you mean.
They're going to have a line in it with one of them says, "Oh, you look familiar," or "We've done this before," or something. Just to sort of play on what
we're going to need guns.
Oh my! Do you know what?
But like something like, oh, that's a lot of guns.
Teacher, what you've just said, mark my words, you're getting old when you start saying that. Mark my words, that is going to happen. Yeah,
It's gonna happen,
I
man. It's got
guarantee
to.
you that. I guarantee you.
And people in the audience will lap it up.
Yeah,
They would love that shit. And the thing is, it's for me, it sounds too gimmicky.
yeah, yeah. It's a bit gimmicky. Yeah, they can get someone else,
It's
man.
like,
Anyone? Yeah, you know.
yeah, like, get someone else. Oh, I mean, I don't know who else they could get. Well,
What's her
listen,
name?
look, man,
They
they're
could have
bringing
got
on
Kate.
board
They
Donnie
could have got
Yen.
Kate, yeah, which we'll talk about next week. But Kate,
Mm,
Mary Elizabeth Winstead, she would be nice for that.
mindset.
And it's she's a fresh character, but same
Assassins.
kind of thing,
Exactly.
But yeah,
But listen, look, man, they've got Donnie Yen in this one, so it's going to be
mm,
kick ass. It's going to be great. The fact that he's going to be in it, having her, I think it might kind of sidestep a few things and
yeah.
kind of like, yeah, we might miss a few things with that. But anyway, listen, look. So John Wick 4, that's definitely coming, and before that, we're going to see Keanu Reeves in Matrix, which we're going to speak about in a bit. But
Mm.
tell us about Mission Impossible 7, Deval. What's happening with this one? This is another huge, big blockbuster.
Big movie. So Tom Cruise, as we know, star, producer, and on-set ranter of Mission Impossible 7, it has now wrapped.
Yeah.
and and yeah, so I presume it's going to be obviously released next year. But it's just good to know. I mean, I think they are making, I think, two simultaneously back to back. From what
Yeah,
I,
7 and 8.
yeah, exactly. So seven's wrapped, and maybe they've filmed part of 8 too. Who knows? But yeah, Tom Cruise is going to come back as Ethan Hunt. Rebecca
Yeah.
Ferguson's in it. Haley Atwell, so Agent Peggy, is in
Agent
it.
Carter, yeah.
Yeah, Agent Peggy Carter, exactly. So, and Pom Klementov is going to be in it as well. Pom Klementif,
Yeah. Mantis.
Mantis, yeah, from Guardians of the Galaxy is going to be in it. So, cool cast. But I'm looking forward to it. Let's see what happens. I'm sure he injured himself in this one somehow. So,
Yeah.
doing all these
What,
stunts
didn't
as
he get
usual.
COVID? No, did he get COVID? No, because they were filming in the UK.
Yeah, there was an incident where I think someone on set didn't have their mask, or they broke some sort of COVID protocol, and then that's the rants that we heard Tom Cruise having on set, because he's not just the actor, but he's the producer, and I guess he's got a lot of, I don't know, the burden of the film maybe stressed him out, and he's sort of let loose on set. So yeah, at least we know that it finished.
Exactly. All right. So listen, we're looking forward to that one, and then they go off into post production, and then
Yeah.
I think they carry on just filming
But it's
parts
mad.
8. So
It's
we'll
mad
see
though.
where that takes it
When
all.
you think about it, they should change the title. I was thinking about this the other day. Mission Impossible. It's obviously not impossible because they've done how many missions? Yeah, they
Because,
keep
and
doing
you
them.
know what?
Mission's very possible.
It is possible because he always wins.
Exactly. Mission's very possible, mate. Just you know.
You know what? What are the chances that they bring back John Woo to direct for number
Oh,
8?
I would love that. A few flying doves. Can you imagine? Just like slow motion doves flying around. Oof.
Oh my gosh, man. Yeah, so this is a big movie for Paramount Pictures. I think they're
Mm,
going to be doing like a whole thing for this because obviously they'll put it on the streaming service, and there's going to be a bigger whole IMAX. I think, did I watch it in IMAX? I can't remember if I saw it in IMAX. No, I don't think I saw it in IMAX, but there was a whole section of the movie Deval where it's either the beginning or the end of the movie where they film these elaborate scenes like in IMAX, and it looks amazing on these
mm,
huge screens.
yeah.
So I'm pretty sure they're going to do that for 7 and 8 as well. So yeah,
Mm,
um, we'll let you know more on that one as soon as news comes out. Now let's speak
yeah.
about Emmys. One Division,
Mm,
Deval,
mm,
one of our favorite Disney Plus shows, one of our favorite kind of Marvel shows. It's won an Emmy. So I think this happened like
okay.
yesterday in the US.
Okay.
Um, and Mandalorian, I think, picked up a few awards, but
Not
definitely
surprised.
WandaVision.
Yeah.
So, yeah, exactly. So, listen, what does this tell us? It tells us obviously great writing or great storytelling or great,
Mm.
what they're producing. The peers of the industry, they love this sort of stuff as well, right? Because they give it awards.
Yeah, and then it just goes to show a lot of the work that happens not just in front of the camera. People just see Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany and all the rest of them acting. That's the end of the process. The process begins way before that. So I think credit should go to all the behind the scenes, the writers, the set designers, all these people that bring it to life. I think they all need an award too. So it's a really good show. So
Yeah,
I'm happy for that.
exactly. Yeah, really, really good win for that one. And just speaking about Disney movies, and just to kind of link it back to what you were saying at the start of movie news, So Marvel, they've decided, well, Disney, they've decided to release all their future movies in the cinema. You know how we kind of had this
Mm,
period, Deval, where films were coming out on cinema and on the Premier Access.
mm,
But because Shang-Chi has done really, really well, considering that it's obviously, the pandemic,
mm,
they've decided that Eternals, um, Spider-Man,
mm.
that is going to be a cinema release. So they're not going to do the
Okay.
simultaneous release.
Okay.
And I think Steven Spielberg's West Side Story, which is a Disney release, I think that's going to be coming out in cinema. So for the time being, if you've got a Disney Plus streaming service, you won't be seeing
Mm.
those movies come out simultaneously like we saw with Black Widow.
Black Widow. Also,
So
they
is that
want to.
good or bad?
I guess they want to avoid another lawsuit. Maybe that's why.
Trust me, trust
They're
me.
thinking,
But what do you
what's
think? Is
cheaper
that
to
is that is
do?
that good or bad?
I think it's. I think it's good because the cinema is the best place for those kind of movies. You know, I think some
Yeah,
movies you can see at home, but for those movies, the cinema is the best place. But I do think it's a good idea to perhaps, bring those movies out at a later date on the streaming platforms because then it also secures a better, I guess, an attraction for those streaming platforms, Disney Plus or whoever it may be. So I think maybe I don't know whether it's 3 months later or 4 months later. At least they should put them on there as well as like a
yeah,
premier access, but a bit cheaper than the regular big price they've got. You know.
yeah, exactly. But listen, from what I've gathered is that Shang-Chi, they're releasing it on the 18th of October, and that is 45 days
Oh,
after its cinema release.
I didn't realize that. Okay, that's cool. Okay, okay.
They're giving their movies
Yeah.
45 days, a
Mm,
minimum of 45 days.
mm,
And yeah, if the movies are doing really well, they'll probably keep them in the cinema longer. But I
okay.
think 45 days is probably the minimum.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, folks, you won't be seeing Shang-Chi just yet. You'll have to wait until next month. And Eternals, that's probably going to be in December that you might be able to catch it on streaming
Okay.
services. And then we'll see what happens with Spider-Man because it's a Sony thing, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it might be different with that one. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. All right, listen, we're going to round off our movie news with some sad news. So,
Mm.
actor Michael K. Williams, 54 years old, sadly passed away. And some of you will know Michael from his role as Omar.
Omar. Yeah. Omar's
Oh,
coming.
man, from The Wire.
Hmm.
And listen, there's Barack Obama, ex-president Barack Obama. He
Hmm.
loved watching The Wire, and he
Oh,
said
did
his
he?
favorite character
Oh my. What's
on The
Omar?
Wire was Omar.
Oh my
He said he
gosh.
hated the stuff that he does, but he's such an interesting
Mm.
character that he just kind of brought it to life, and he kind of gave it so many different layers. And I mean, what a role, man. I mean, that was crazy. But listen,
Yeah.
we don't know the cause of death. I mean, I certainly don't know the cause of death. But yeah, man, 54 years old. And he's been in some great
Young.
stuff. We saw him in something. He popped up in something recently as well. When they see us,
Lovecraft Country.
Lovecraft
Was he
Country.
in When They See Us as well? Was he in that as
He
well?
played one of the kids'
Oh,
his
okay. Yeah,
dads.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He was in Assassin's Creed, 12 Years a Slave. He's been in video games, Battlefield, a really popular video game. I
Wow.
didn't know that. And Red Sea, the Red Sea diving resort. That's the film of Captain America when they, like a
Yep.
true story about some, resorts and, sort of political movie. But yeah, many movies. Boardwalk Empire as well, TV show, very, very popular. The Night of, that's a really, really good show with what's his name? Not Dev.
Um, I know who you're talking about. It's Riz.
Riz Ahmed, yeah, Riz Ahmed. So yeah, really, really good show. That one, really worth seeing that one. The Night of, really good show. But yeah, basically,
Yeah.
yeah, it's sad, really sad news, and yeah, it's definitely going to be missed. I'm not sure what he was doing actually. What productions that we may still see him in. So only time
Yeah.
will tell.
Exactly. And just finally on that, it was Tupac Shakur who kind of found him.
Is it?
Yeah, he saw him in a casting call and he said, "I want that guy."
Yeah.
He was working on what was it? In a film called High Top. I've never
Okay.
seen it.
Okay.
And apparently, Tupac Shakur saw him and he said, "I want that guy." And then that's
Mm.
it. Rest is history. So yeah, unfortunately, folks, yeah, man, Michael K. Williams, no more. But go check out some of his stuff
Mm.
and kind of like relive those moments. All right, Devout. Let's move on to streaming. Now,
Yep.
listen, I'm all caught up. I'm all caught up
Caught up.
with What If,
Caught
right?
up.
And listen, I telling you, Disney, they've gone dark. Let me just kind of like speak about this for a little bit. These last two episodes, right? So
Yeah,
we had what if Doctor Strange
Dark Doctor
didn't lose
Strange.
his hands, he loses his heart.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a kind of a battle between Doctor Strange, and it goes really deep and what you would do for the person that you love, the depths
Mm.
that you'd go to. And then the next one is what if the Avengers were flipping zombies?
Yeah,
It's like, where are they taking this show?
crazy, and it's really weird how they brought in the, I guess, the reason of people turning into zombies. It derived from the quantum realm, so it was really
Yeah,
different compared
Hope
to,
Van Dyne.
yeah, she went into the quantum realm to get Janet Van Dyne, and yeah, somehow was infected by a virus down there and brought it into the world. And just think, when you're able to shrink that small and be a zombie biting people, it's like mosquitoes.
Yeah,
Imagine if mosquitoes turn people to zombies, the whole world would be finished. So
yeah,
really interesting and just really funny to see some of the sort of similarities of stories that we know, like Hulk falling through the Sanctorum, and it's
yeah. That was
different.
brilliant.
And just seeing the fact that the zombies still have their powers, that was scary. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that was really good.
really good episode
There
actually.
was there's a thing in there. There's a kind of something a bit creepy, a bit weird. Vision's in it and
Mm.
Scarlet Witch is in it.
Oh
But
yeah, yeah.
what Vision does, he does something, and which is like, oh shit, you can't imagine Vision doing something like that. But seeing that whole dynamic, even through the whole zombie
Mm.
apocalypse type of thing, Vision and Scarlet Witch, they love each other, and
Mm.
and it reminded me of Wonder Vision. So like what Loki, what Scarlet Witch did for Vision, kind of Vision does that
Yeah.
for Scarlet
Yes.
Witch in this one.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
a really good
Yeah.
episode. Go check it out. And I think we've only got a few more episodes left.
Yeah.
The other show that I want to speak about, Devout. Now, listen, you definitely should be watching this. You love your football. You watch football. You play football,
Yeah.
and this show you should definitely watch. It's called Ted Lasso. It's on the
Yeah.
second season. It's on Apple Plus. And you know what? This show just came out of nowhere. I wasn't really interested in the whole thing. I thought, let me just give it kind of like, a watch. So season one, and it's got the guy Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
got a whole host of kind of like British actors set in a town called Richmond, here, well, in England,
Oh, the
in
real
like
Richmond in
southwest London.
Southwest London near Wimbledon.
Yeah, so,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. And he takes over. So he's an American football coach who gets hired to take over Richmond FC
Mm.
in the UK, and the owner is
Mm.
played by. Do you remember from Game of Thrones? Shame,
Oh yeah, the lady, the blonde lady.
really tall,
Yeah, tall lady.
really
Yeah, yeah.
big. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
and she's gorgeous in this, by the way. She looks really, really good. And so she's the owner, and she hires him thinking that he's going to mess up, and then and she does it
Mm.
as a way to get back her ex-husband who loves the club. But people end up liking Ted Lasso and everything like that. So and it is a story. It is about football, but it's also more than just about football. It's about
Mm.
him and the stuff that goes in his life. So the
Okay.
second season started, and I've been watching it. It's funny. It's good. It's got some good little gems in there. Some really funny
Mm.
things in there. You should definitely watch it.
Okay. All right.
Um, yeah, give it a go. Give it a go.
Okay. I will.
And then the other thing that people can look forward to watching is Lucifer. So, I mean, I came to the whole Lucifer thing
Mm.
pretty late, man.
I saw
I
you got
only started
involved. I
watching
heard
it.
it's good. I heard it's good,
It's
but I
good.
haven't.
It's funny. It's weird. It's got like, it's dark as well, and based on this Neil Gaiman character, Lucifer Morningstar, and this is the final season. So
Mm.
there's going to be no more. So that's streaming on season 6 is streaming on Netflix right now. So go check that out if you haven't seen it. And there's a whole host of other stuff that we're watching that we don't even have time to think about that, like even talk about.
Damn.
Devour trailers. What's new on trailers?
Trailer. So we sort of hinted at the new Matrix Resurrections trailer, which dropped just a few days ago. The world was
Yeah,
waiting for it, and it
yeah.
dropped. So we saw Neo. Keanu Reeves is back. Carrie-Anne Moss, Trinity is back. Morpheus is not back, but instead we've got Yahya Abdul Mateen, who we recently saw in Candyman, Watchmen, among other films.
Yeah.
I think he's Morpheus. I don't think they've explicitly said that he is Morpheus, but he looks like
I was going to
Morpheus.
ask you, yeah.
He sounds like Morpheus, so he must be Morpheus. And yeah, so it looks like, from the sound of it, it looks like Neo is kind of not himself. Because the last time we saw him in Matrix Revolutions, it's like they made a deal with the robots or the machines. There's like a truce was made so that, Zion was left alone and the machines could keep on using humans as batteries. And it seems like peace was obtained for a certain amount of time, but now it looks like Neo's getting another awakening. Somehow he's there, and he looks like John Wick, which I don't agree with, but
I know. I did that threw me off. I was
oh,
like, hang on a second. What
mate,
is it? Is it because they're filming this at the same time or
I think
something?
so.
Were they filming this at the same
Yeah,
time?
I think that's what it is. He's contractually obliged, just like your mate Henry Cavill with a mustache.
Had
He
to keep
cannot
this
cut his
tash.
hair.
Yeah.
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 So, but that's the
Yeah.
only thing that threw me off. Apart from that, I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not hoping
Mm.
for a good film.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it might be whack, and if it is whack, I won't
The
be
hype might be just too much, man.
exactly. But I'm not. I'm happy as well. Christmas is going to be good. Yeah, within days we've got Spider Man, we've got that,
Spider-Man and
and other
Matrix.
stuff exactly. So, but yeah, I mean, Matrix One was almost perfect,
Yeah. Oh
and
man.
I don't know if they can top
I
it.
love that movie.
Yeah, to this
I
day, that
love that
film.
movie. And behind the scenes, the kind of the gossip is the Wachowski, but the Wachowskis, they directed like part 1, 2, and 3, but only one of the siblings, so Lana Wachowski, is
Yeah,
behind this movie,
yeah.
and I can't remember the name of the other Wachowski sister.
It's
Is
Lena, isn't it,
but
or something? Well, it's got to
yeah,
be something,
sorry,
but
what did you say?
was it Lena? And
Lena.
it's gonna have
So
some
I know
sort of
Lana.
name.
Lana is the one who's directed this one, and maybe Lena is the other one. And she was being interviewed, and they said, "Why
Hmm.
didn't you want to do this new Matrix movie?" And the response was, she felt like as if it was boring
Is
to go back to revisit those
okay?
characters.
I'm with her on that one. I'm with her. I think she should be left alone.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
Do something
now
else.
see, is it the studios? Like, did the studios want this,
Yeah. Money
or what?
talks
Did the
and
actors want
bullshit
it?
walks. That's what I always say. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah,
And the
yeah, man.
studios want money because this prints
Yeah.
them money. They need money. Well, they want
Exactly.
money.
So this is like Deval said, this is going to be coming out in Christmas, and I think they're doing a HBO Max simultaneous release
Yes,
type of thing as well.
yes, they are.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Maybe the cinemas start opening up even more and everything, because I know they are back home.
Mm, mm.
So maybe, I don't know, you might not see an HBO Max. But yeah, so listen, go check that out. That's the Matrix Resurrections. Now, another one, we'll quickly go through these ones.
Yep.
Moonfall. Now, Deval, yeah, tell us about this one. I saw this trailer.
Yeah, like teacher just said, we're going to quickly go through this. A moonfall, the moon is falling, and you got to try and save the world. That's it. But it's uh it's got Haley Berry or Halle Berry. I
Yeah.
always say Haley Berry, and
Yeah, I know.
executive producer is it Ronald? I want to say Zemeckis. Who's the one that produced all like Day After Tomorrow and in the
Emmerich.
Emmerich? That's it. Yeah, so Emmerich is producing this one. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's sort of as all these films are pretty much end of the world kind
End
of
of the
shit.
world
The
scenario.
moon is falling onto the earth, but that kind of is what happened when the moon was first created. A big object hit the earth, and all the rocks that came apart from it formed into the moon, which is why the moon is there today. The moon is slowly moving away from the earth as gravitational sort of strength sort of wanes over the millions of
Uh,
years. So it's funny how now they're saying the moon is now falling into the earth. It should
coming
actually
down.
never happen. It should be the other way around. It should be going away from the earth.
I love this.
So
This is like, debunking the movie myth. Devour with his science bloody knowledge, man. He's like, he's got it all, man. Seriously. That's brilliant. So look, that just
so
shows you, like, the
yeah,
shit that they come up with.
exactly.
Um
But it looks
so
interesting.
listen, yeah.
Yeah, so that's out
So that's
that's out
Moonfall.
soon next year. Next we've got Insecure, which Issa Rae, a
Yeah.
TV show on HBO. Really good comedy. It's like hard hitting. It's raw. It just really stormed all the charts when it came out. For the past
Yeah.
4 years. This is the last season 5, and I cannot wait for it to come
Yeah.
out. So this is
It looks
coming out.
good. I
This is
saw it.
coming out soon. So yeah, Insecure. And then the last one is Don't Look Up. This is a really interesting trailer. This is on Netflix. It's coming out on Netflix. I believe it's next year. I want to say next year. Was it Christmas? No, it's Christmas,
Mm.
December this year. And it's got
Wow.
everyone in it. It's got Leonardo DiCaprio. It's got Jennifer Lawrence
Lawrence.
is in the film as well. It's got Meryl Streep. I mean, do I need to go on? I mean,
Yeah.
this film, it's about, again, similar to Moonfall. This one is about a comet or asteroid. I always get them mixed up, what's what. But is coming to Earth. Like,
Yeah.
it's going to hit the Earth. And these people have to try and fix it. But it's not an action film like you think. It's a bit of a comedy, a bit of a dry, not
Yeah.
dry, but it's a bit of a comedy. It's a bit like the tone kind of comes across a bit like,
Like jokey,
yeah, kind of jokey, but not in a silly way. But
satirical.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the word. And it actually looks very interesting. It looks
Yeah.
very interesting. So this is out on Netflix just before Christmas. So that should be interesting.
Exactly.
Don't look up.
Yeah, don't look up. And they spent like, can you imagine the money they've
Yeah,
spent on bringing Leonardo DiCaprio to Netflix? I mean,
exactly.
gosh,
Meryl
man,
Streep as well. I mean, don't mess around, man.
don't mess around. Directed by a guy called Adam McKay, who directed The Big Short, which
There you
is,
go. There
if
you
you've
go.
seen The Big Short, you'll know what kind of tone we're
There
going
you
for over
go.
here. All right, so those are your trailers, folks. Go check them out. Now, listen, we're going to quickly go through Anniversary Corner. Now, I was kind of like, we were umming and ahhing. I was umming and ahhing, and I generally leave it up to Deval to put movies onto the Anniversary Corner because I always defer to his expertise on Anniversary Corner. But this one, I thought it was kind of apt that we would kind of add this one, considering the time frame that we're in, the date and everything, September the 11th. The obviously the
20
what happened
years.
2001, 20 years, man.
Can you imagine? I mean, where were you when it happened? Can you remember where you were? And
Man, I remember this. I was at home. I was flicking through the channels. Honestly, I thought it was a movie.
Same.
I thought it was a movie, man. People were like, I was like, what's going on over here? And I was text messaging everyone, no, not WhatsApping, text messaging
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
and just
That
saying
was,
like,
that was
are
going
you
into your
watching the
allowance.
news?
Then it wasn't free text, was it? It was going into
Oh
your
my God.
allowance, isn't it?
The allowance
Yeah, exactly.
where you would get minute allowances and shit like that. And I was messaging everyone. I was like, listen, are you watching the news? Watch the news right now. Watch the news right now. And people were like, what's going on? What's going on? It was crazy. It was madness and obviously sad.
Yeah.
And then, and in 2006, so 15 years ago, Paul Greengrass. Now, Paul Greengrass, you might remember him from the Bourne movies. Really great film director. Captain Phillips. I love that movie as well. So he
Shaky
made
cam,
this
kind of intense filming style, isn't it? Perfect for something like this.
and it tells the harrowing story of flight number United 93. So this is like a real life story and about kind of, and the thing that always bugged me, Deval, was like, and after when I was watching the movie, I was like, how the hell do they know what the people were saying and stuff? And but then it was people were making those phone calls. Like I didn't realize that people were making those phone calls, and then that's exactly what we're saying. And then obviously they had the black box, the recordings from the aircraft and everything, so they heard all the shit that was being said. Oh man, harrowing. In the cinema that I went to go watch it, I think it was Feltham Cinema. People were crying.
Serious.
I remember it, man. People left the cinema screen and they were
Serious.
crying. It was harrowing. So if you haven't seen it, it's called United 93. I think definitely you should watch it. And it's kind of like this gut-wrenching story about the people of that flight, man. So yeah, go check it out.
Went into the Pentagon.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the one. And then at the last minute, the passengers decided to kind of storm the cockpit and and who knows if they'd have done it a bit earlier. It's hard to know what would have happened. But yeah, man, it's sad. Go watch it. Go check it out. It's part of history. And you need to kind of like brush up yourself on it. So yeah, let's go check it out. It's in 1993 from 2006. All right, Deval, let's do this film review.
Yes, so this is the 5F's channel was actually disappointed last week that we didn't review The Green Knight. They were looking forward to it. So anyone else that was looking forward to it, as well as the 5F's channel, here is your review of The Green Knight, starring Dev Patel. So yeah, go into it.
So listen, I've just very recently I wrote a kind of like a little piece about this, and I've been doing this for a lot of this kind of stuff that I've been watching develop. and you've read some of the
Yeah.
stuff that I've been kind of been doing. So I wrote a piece, and what my angle was is this:
Hold
it's
on, where can they
for a
find
movie
this
like
piece?
this.
You just flippantly just, oh, I wrote a piece. Where can they find this piece?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to express myself more, like
Yes.
with words and like kind of in
Express
the written
yourself.
form, and
Yeah.
exactly express
Express
yourself, man.
yourself,
You know how it is.
man.
So I kind of wrote and I said, listen, this is a movie that you don't kind of write about just a review,
Mm,
because this movie for me was confusing. It was amazing to look at. It's got so many different layers to it that I watched it, and I got to tell you, man, I scratched my head, I was scratching my beard, I was scratching my ass, I was scratching, like, you name it, anything that had hair on it, I was
yeah.
scratching it.
Oh my
So
god.
and I kind of had to go back and I kind of like watch bits and pieces of it, and then I was trying to like form this kind of opinion of it, and then I thought to myself, well, I can't write a review of it because it can mean so many different things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write about the experience I had of watching the movie. So that's what I'm going to tell the people who are listening right now. That's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to speak about the experience. So I experienced. I had to have a lot of patience while watching the movie, Deval,
Okay.
because I was waiting for shit to happen. And you know what,
Okay.
right? A lot of things didn't happen, which I was hoping that they would happen in the movie. And I'll tell you the reason why it is. This is based off a poem from the 14th century, so in the Dark
Wow.
Ages, and it's based off a poem called Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. And in
Mm,
this poem, Sir Gawain, he's King Arthur's nephew. They're having Christmas, they're having a Christmas feast, and during this Christmas feast, this Green Knight, this beast or whatever it is you want to call it, he kind of enters the room and he lays down a challenge, as you do in the 14th century. He says, "Listen, anyone who can lay a blow on me will be able to keep my axe, and this axe has got magical powers. It's got, like, you'll have all the riches of the whole world, and no one, King Arthur's, the Knights of the Round Table, no one wants to do it apart from Gawain. He gets up and he says, "Okay, I'll do it." So he takes Excalibur and he's like, "Okay, ready." And the Green Knight, he just kneels down and he says, "Here you go. Um, you know what? I'm gonna I'm gonna basically give you my head. But the thing is this: in a year's time, I am going to give you the same blow that you give me."
but how does he
Are you
survive then? Why is he surviving? Is he magical?
exactly? It's mystical, it's magical, it's a legend, it's kind of all these things. And Gawain's like thinking, "Shit, all right, okay, whatever." He chops his head off, and then the Green Knight, he basically gets up and he's like, "I'll see you in a year's time," and then he goes off. Right. So basically, this is the poem, and this is David Lowery's adaptation of that poem. Right now, and I've broken it down really kind of like really quickly and everything. So this is a story about Gawain, who's played by Dev Patel, and it's this kind of like the trials of him becoming kind of like this knight. He wants to be a knight, and he has to go through these certain trials and everything. And man, I so badly wanted this to be a great movie. Like, honestly, I wanted it to be a fantastic movie.
Mm.
I know that there is a great movie in there somewhere because it's visually stunning. It's got some great acting. I think Dev Patel, man, from Skins to this,
Or
I
was he in
think the
Skins as
guys,
well? You know what?
he
Everyone
was
was
in
in
Skins,
Skins. All
man.
the good like UK actors came from Skins, didn't
Nicholas
they?
Holt,
Yeah.
he
Daniel
was in that
Kaluuya
as
was in
well.
Skins as well. Yeah.
Man, Oscar winner Daniel Kaluuya, man.
Whoever cast
Seriously.
Skins really done a good job, you know.
I know, man. So listen, so he's gone from obviously doing that to kind of becoming this kind of leading man status, and he looks great. Like, don't get me wrong, man. This guy, like, seeing a person like me, my color, like, up on the screen,
Mm,
a different shade, like,
mm,
playing this traditionally white
mm,
character.
mm,
How many, like, brown people did you
mm.
see? Like, do you reckon there were in 14th century Camelot, man? Like, seriously, man. Seriously,
True.
they were probably the peasants, the, like, the slaves or whatever.
It's true.
So him riding the horse and doing this whole thing, I thought that's wicked. Like, I love that. But I don't know. My experience of it was that I thought, like I said before, it's visually stunning.
Mm,
I was expecting more from him going through these trials, and these trials were all about him, becoming something bigger than what he is already at the moment, because he's unsure of himself.
yeah.
He doesn't know if he's knight worthy. So he goes off to kind of like, to see this kind of Green Knight a year later from this kind of thing that he had. But yeah, man, that was kind of me. And I don't know what else, how to kind of put it down. I mean, um, it's not kind of like a boring movie. I wasn't bored. I was kind of like captivated. But at the same time, I was just expecting more, man.
It's
I don't know.
lacking
I don't know if
something.
that's the experience that you had.
Yeah, it's kind of like when your football team signs that big striker from some
Hmm.
different league, and they in that league they score 50 goals a year, and you think, oh,
Yeah.
hello, and then this the striker looks good. They've got a striker's name. Everything about them
Yeah.
is good striker. They come to your club, and then they only score like 4 goals, for the
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
year.
Exactly.
It's like that. It's like it looks the part, but it doesn't fully deliver.
Yeah.
For me, it was similar. I think I wanted to like it more than I liked it.
Yeah.
So I even feel bad, like kind of dissing it a bit because I still think maybe, is it me? Am I not ready for it? Is it something I've done? Is it within me that I didn't like this film?
Yeah.
It's something because I even think it needs 2 or 3 viewings, but it's a long film. It's over 2 hours,
I
which
know.
I don't think it needed to be. But it's got a good cast as well. Alicia Vikander, is that her name? Joel Edgerton is in the film as well. You've got the king and queen that's in the film. They've been around for a long time. I can't
Yeah.
remember the name, but they've been around. Kate
Yeah.
Dickey. She's in Game of
Yeah.
Thrones. She's
Game of
been in lots
Thrones.
of
Sean
stuff.
Harris.
Yeah, it's like I don't know, man. It's I want A
There's a
twenty
bit in the
four
movie.
usually
I know.
delivers.
Yeah.
Yeah, go.
There's a
Yeah.
bit in the movie. There's a bit in the movie at the beginning where he King Arthur, Sean Harris says to kind of Dev Patel, he's like, "Tell me a bit about yourself." And then the camera kind of focuses on him, and he's like, "I don't have any stories to tell you." And then I thought, "Oh shit, this is going to be that thing where, right, okay, the legend is born now. Now we're going to get to see what he does." And then there's a moment where he takes Excalibur and he chops, you know. Spoiler over here. He chops the Green Knight's head off, and I was like, okay, yeah, you know what? This is it. He's going to go off. He's going to do the trials, and he's going to basically go from being that kind of the unsure person to becoming this knight, and we're going to see this massive transformation. He does have a transformation in the movie, without a doubt. You do get to see that, but it wasn't the transformation that I wanted. And my criticism of this was, and I write about this, is that the director David Lowery, he stuck to the poem. For in my eyes, he's
Too closely.
too rigidly.
Okay, too
Like,
rigidly. Okay.
yeah, so if you go online and you read the poem, and you can get this on Wikipedia,
Mm,
they pretty much stuck to the whole kind of trials
mm,
of Gawain. And like, by the end of the movie, does he become a knight? And it's all about this chivalry, the chivalric kind of tradition. The Knights of the Round Table,
yeah, yeah,
they're supposed to be kind of the best of us.
yeah.
You
Exactly.
know what I'm saying? But at the beginning of the movie, he's in a brothel. He's having it off with Alicia Vikander. He's getting pissed. He's getting drunk and all this sort of stuff. So seeing that whole transformation is good and great, because you know what? Sometimes we got to start in the dirt before we can get to,
Mm,
obviously, the sky. And but I was just kind of expecting more. But then again, I'm like you. Has was I expecting too much,
mm.
or has it gone over my head, or is it supposed to be like that? And it just kind of went through me, over me, or whatever. I don't know.
Bit anticlimactic, like he's like the sex scene he had with Alicia Vikander. That was funny.
Exactly, exactly. And there's definitely kind of like, his mum, played by, I can't remember the actress name, but his mum is like, from the King Arthur legends, Morgana. She's like the
Okay.
sorceress. And
Mm,
like, she obviously has kind of like a role to play in the whole
yeah.
kind of with the Green Knight and everything. So yeah, it's an interesting movie, don't get me wrong. David Lowery, I like some of his other stuff. He made this movie Deval called A Ghost Story back in
Oh yeah,
2017,
yeah, yeah,
starring
yeah,
Joaquin Phoenix.
yeah.
It's a great movie.
That's a good
I
film. Yeah,
really, really like that movie. I thought I was going to have a similar experience.
that's a good film.
But Yeah. So, but unfortunately, I didn't. But I mean, it could just be me. Like, remember, this is just one person talking about the meaning of this movie, and there could be multiple meanings, man.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? Like, so some, like, someone else could watch this movie and think, oh, I saw it in this way, and like it was great for me, and this,
Exactly.
and
Yeah. Exactly.
so and this movie, all the reading that I've been doing online, this movie has divided people. Some people either love it or they hate it. That's it.
You hate it.
I'm not sure if I hate it. Maybe if I watch it again in a year's time, I'm gonna be like, oh my god, it's the freaking best thing that I've seen.
Yeah, it could be a slow burner. Yeah, could be a slow burner. Could be.
Yeah.
That's what.
So
actually.
the 5 Fs. I hope that was kind of I hope that's I don't know. Is that going to be enough for you to go out and watch the movie? Probably not. You're probably going to be thinking, shit, now I'll give this one a miss.
They're probably thinking, F this, pun intended.
Add a sixth one in there. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, where we at with the timing, man?
Should we sneak in this hidden gem? We can sneak it in, or should we leave it to next week?
Yeah, you tell me. All right, censor. Right, okay. You know what? Let's.
We gotta do it properly. We gotta do it properly.
Yeah, I want to do it properly. Yeah. I want to give us a bit of time.
Yeah. Let's do it next week.
We'll speak about that,
guys. Next week we're going to talk about censor.
Exactly. We'll speak about censor another time. And what else have we got? We've got, man. There's what have we got? A review of Netflix.
Malignant is out. That's
yes.
James Wan's new horror film. That looks good. That's out on HBO as well, so you can get that online.
The House Next Door.
House Next Door. Oh shit! Okay,
it's on our list radar. It's on our radar. The House Next Door.
And Kate
seriously,
Netflix is there as well. Kate is out, so that's
Kate. We're gonna watch that.
It's looking all right. So next week you're gonna get some good stuff.
That's it. Keep it locked with the other F, the Flixters.
Oh my gosh.
Oh shit. On that note, on that bombshell, take it easy. All right, hello, we're back again, and we are Devout. Are we live? This is live. This is going out direct, to the world,
to the whole wide world.
All right, live and direct. Episode 155 we're doing, folks, right now. And this is going to be an interesting episode because we've got a film review that we want to speak about. We've actually been talking about this film for a while. I know I've been speaking about it for a while. Hopefully we've got time for a hidden gem for you. And we're also going to be speaking about The Matrix because the trailer just dropped. And so we're going to kind of like spend a few words on that. And Deval, oh, by the way, I just want to quickly ask you: has anyone 1 hour won the voucher code by any chance?
Yeah, we had a winner last week. We sent out the Rakuten code and the cinema code to the winner. So
don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Just pop in the Flixters podcast.